Hello and welcome. Tonight, we're going to leave the world you know far behind. We are going to disconnect from the noise, the traffic, the demands, and the endless stream of information that fills the day. Tonight, none of that matters. Tonight, there is only you, the sound of my voice, and a journey into the quietest place on earth. Before we begin our journey to the north, take this moment to completely settle into your physical space. Adjust your position until you feel perfectly supported. Feel the weight of your head sinking into the pillow. Feel the mattress rising up to hold your back, your hips, and your legs. Imagine that gravity is becoming slightly stronger, pulling you down gently, anchoring you to this bed, anchoring you to this moment of rest. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose, filling your lungs with cool, fresh air. Hold it for a moment, noticing the stillness in your chest, and then slowly release the breath through your mouth. Imagine that as you breathe out, a gray mist of tension is leaving your body. It flows out of your shoulders, out of your neck, and dissolves into the air. Let us do this again. Breathe in deeply, welcoming peace and stillness. Hold it, and breathe out slowly, letting go of the day, letting go of tomorrow. You are here now. You are safe. Now, let your imagination drift. Imagine that we are traveling north. We are moving past the busy cities with their bright lights. We are moving past the dark forests and the sleeping mountains. We are traveling all the way to the top of the world, to the high Arctic. Imagine a landscape that is vast, endless, and completely white. It is a desert of snow and ice that stretches out in every direction, meeting the dark, starless sky at the horizon. This is a place of absolute solitude. It is a place where time seems to stop. The air here is pure and incredibly cold, but you are not cold. You are protected. In the middle of this white ocean stands a solitary structure. It is your sanctuary for the night. It is called Outpost Borealis. It is a small, sturdy research station, built to withstand the harshest winters, built to stand firm against the wind, and built to keep you perfectly warm. Imagine yourself standing in front of the station. The walls are thick steel, coated in frost that sparkles like diamond dust in the darkness. There is a heavy, reinforced door in front of you. You reach out with a gloved hand and turn the iron wheel of the lock. It turns smoothly, a testament to the engineering that keeps this place running. You pull the heavy door open, and you step inside. As you close the door behind you, the sound of the wind outside vanishes instantly. You are now inside the airlock, a transition zone between the frozen world and your warm haven. You unzip your heavy parka. You take off your thick, insulated boots. You remove your gloves. You are shedding the layers of protection because you no longer need them. You are safe inside. You open the inner door and step into the main living quarters of the station. A wave of comforting heat greets you. It is a dry, pleasant heat that smells faintly of cedar wood, old paper, and brewing coffee. The silence here is profound. It is not an empty silence. It is a heavy, protective silence. It wraps around you like a thick blanket. The only sound in this room is the low, constant vibration of the station itself. Deep in the basement, a massive generator is running. It hums with a steady, rhythmic consistency. It is the heartbeat of the station. It allows the lights to glow. It keeps the heaters running. It filters the air. Listening to that steady hum makes you feel secure. It tells you that everything is working exactly as it should. It tells you that you can let go of control because the station is taking care of you. You walk slowly across the floor. The floor is covered in a thick, plush carpet of a deep navy blue color. It feels soft under your socks. Every step is cushioned. There are no sharp sounds here. The walls are lined with acoustic padding to keep the warmth in and the noise out. The room is dimly lit by small, amber-colored lamps placed on shelves and desks. The light is soft and golden, creating long, gentle shadows that make the room feel cozy and intimate. You walk over to the small kitchenette area. On the counter, a coffee machine has just finished brewing a fresh pot. You reach for your favorite ceramic mug. It is heavy and solid in your hand. You pour the dark, hot liquid into the cup. Steam rises from the surface, swirling gently in the amber light. You bring the cup to your nose and inhale the rich, earthy aroma. It grounds you. It brings you into the present moment. You take a small sip. The liquid is hot, but not too hot. It warms your mouth, your throat, and settles warmly in your chest. You can feel that warmth radiating outward, traveling down your arms to your fingertips and down your spine. It is a feeling of total comfort. Now, holding your warm cup, you walk towards the main observation area. In the center of the room, facing the large reinforced window, is the captain's chair. This is your place. It is a large, overstuffed armchair made of worn, soft leather. It has shaped itself to your body over many years. You approach the chair and turn to sit down. As you lower yourself into the seat, the leather sighs gently. You settle back, and the cushions embrace you. The chair supports your lower back, your shoulders, and your neck. You lift your feet and place them on the padded ottoman in front of you. You let your legs relax completely. You let your arms rest heavily on the armrests. You are perfectly supported. You do not need to hold yourself up. The chair has you. The station has you. From this comfortable position, you look out the window. The glass is 3 layers thick, designed to hold back the Arctic storm. Outside, the world is a swirl of motion. The wind is driving the snow across the ice in great, sweeping sheets. It looks like white silk moving through the air. Millions of snowflakes are dancing in the darkness, twisting and turning in the wind. Watching the storm from this place of safety is deeply hypnotic. It is like watching a fire burn or watching waves crash on a shore. The chaotic movement of the snow begins to blur into a steady, rhythmic pattern. White against black, motion against stillness. Your eyes follow a flake as it drifts past the glass, and then another, and then another. The contrast between the cold, wild world outside and the warm, still world inside makes you feel sleepy. The sound of the wind is just a faint murmur, muffled by the glass and the walls. It sounds distant, like a memory of a storm rather than a real storm. It cannot touch you. It only serves to remind you of how lucky you are to be inside. In front of you, below the window, is a bank of computer monitors. They are the eyes and ears of the station. The screens emit a low, green glow that reflects softly on your face. On these screens, lines of data are scrolling slowly, from right to left. These lines represent the seismic activity of the glacier beneath the station. You are here to listen to the ice. You are here to watch over the sleeping world. Usually, the green lines are flat and calm. They move steadily across the screen, marking the passage of time. Watching them is meditative. A line appears, moves across, and disappears. A line appears, moves across, and disappears. It is a visual rhythm that matches the slow, steady hum of the generator. You take another sip of your coffee and let your head rest back against the leather headrest. Your eyelids are beginning to feel heavy. It is a pleasant heaviness. It is the feeling of your body telling you that it is safe to power down. The muscles in your face are relaxing. The small muscles around your eyes are smoothing out. Your jaw is loose. Your tongue is resting gently on the roof of your mouth. You are alone at the top of the world, but you are not lonely. You feel a sense of connection to this place. You are the guardian of the silence. The storm outside is like a lullaby, singing you to sleep. The hum of the station is a mantra, repeating over and over. Safe, warm, safe, warm. But as you watch the green lines on the screen, you notice something subtle. The floor beneath your feet begins to vibrate. It is not the vibration of the generator. This is different. It is slower. It is deeper. It feels like it is coming from miles below the ice, from the bedrock of the earth itself. It is a gentle sensation, like the purring of a giant cat, or the distant engine of a massive ship. It travels up through the steel pilings of the station, through the insulated floor, through the thick carpet, and into the soles of your feet. It is a soothing, rhythmic throb. It feels heavy and grounded. You stop moving. You hold your breath for a second, just to listen. The room feels suspended in time. The vibration pulses once, and then silence, and then it pulses again. It is slow, incredibly slow. It feels deliberate. You set your coffee cup down on the small side table. You place your hands on the armrests of the chair, feeling the leather grain under your fingertips. You are waiting. You are listening. The vibration comes again. It is a deep, resonant sensation that seems to bypass your ears and speak directly to your body. It is compelling you to pay attention, not with fear, but with a deep, ancient curiosity. The lines on the monitor screen ripple slightly, confirming what you feel. Something deep beneath the ancient ice is moving. Something is stirring in the dark. You stare at the screen, your eyes half closed. The rhythm is hypnotic. It pulls at you. It invites you to lean in, to sink deeper into the chair, and to listen to the secrets of the polar night. The wind continues to blow outside, swirling the snow into beautiful patterns, but your attention is now anchored to the slow, deep pulse coming from below. You are here. You are ready. You are drifting on the edge of a great discovery, wrapped in warmth and safety. You remain seated in the deep comfort of the captain's chair. The leather is warm beneath you, holding the heat of your body. The room around you is bathed in that soft, amber light, creating a sanctuary of shadows and gold. Outside, the wind continues its endless race across the ice, but you have stopped paying attention to the storm. Your entire world has narrowed down to this room, this chair, and the sensation rising from the floor. The vibration is still there. It has not stopped. It travels up through the foundation of the station, through the thick layers of insulation, through the navy blue carpet, and into the soles of your feet. It is a physical sensation, heavy and grounded. It reminds you of the feeling of standing on a large ship as it idles in the harbor, a deep, powerful thrum that resonates in your bones. It is not shaking the room. It is simply present. It is a constant, steady pressure, like a hand resting gently on your shoulder. You feel a calm compulsion to investigate, not with urgency and not with fear, but with the slow, deliberate curiosity of a scientist who has all the time in the world. You lean forward in the chair. Your movement is slow, almost as if you are moving underwater. The air in the room feels thick and warm. You reach out with your right hand toward the control panel on the desk. You watch your own hand moving through the amber light. Your fingers brush against the cold, brushed steel of the console. The contrast between the warm air and the cold metal is sharp and grounding. You find the large, master volume dial for the seismic sensors. You grip the dial. It feels solid and heavy. You turn it slowly to the right. One click, then another. Then another. The speakers on the desk, which had been silent, crackle softly for a moment. It is the sound of static, the sound of the Earth's magnetic field. And then the signal clears. The sound fills the small observation room. It is deeper than you expected. It is a low, resonant frequency that seems to vibrate the air in your chest. It does not sound like rock grinding against rock. It does not sound like ice cracking under pressure. Those are sharp, violent sounds. This is different. This sound is round. It is smooth. It is organic. It sounds like a massive lung filling with air, holding it for a long moment, and then releasing it slowly into the darkness. Or perhaps it sounds like a massive heart, beating once, and then resting. It is the sound of something immense, something ancient, slumbering deep beneath the 2 miles of ice that separate you from the bedrock. You look at the computer monitors again. The green line traces the shape of the sound. It rises slowly, creating a gentle curve like a rolling hill. It stays at the peak for a few seconds, and then it descends, sliding down into a long, flat valley of silence. The rhythm is mathematically perfect. It is too steady to be a natural earthquake. It is too fluid to be a machine. It is the rhythm of life, slowed down to a geological timescale. As you listen to this deep, rhythmic pulse, you find yourself naturally wanting to join it. It is contagious. It is inviting. Without even thinking about it, you begin to adjust your own breathing to match the song of the ice. Listen to the sound. The deep resonance rises. You take a slow, deep breath in. You imagine the air filling your lungs is not just oxygen, but liquid relaxation. It flows into your nose, cool and clean. It fills your chest, expanding your rib cage gently. It fills your stomach. You hold the breath at the top, just as the sound holds its peak. You feel full. You feel energized. You feel light. And then the sound descends into the deep hum of release. You let your breath go. You do not push it out. You simply let it fall out of you. The air leaves your lips in a slow, steady stream. And as the air leaves, the tension leaves with it. Your shoulders drop down an inch. Your jaw unhinges. Your hands, resting on the leather arms of the chair, unclench completely. Let us do this again, following the rhythm of the deep. The sound begins to rise. Breathe in, slowly, deeply. Imagine you are drawing in the peace of the snow outside. Imagine you are drawing in the silence of the night. Fill your lungs completely, until there is no more room. Hold it there. Suspend the moment. Everything is still. And now, the sound fades into the low vibration. Breathe out. Release. Let go of the day. Let go of the questions. Let go of the need to understand. Just be here. Be a part of this rhythm. Breathe in with the ice. Expansion. Lightness. Hold. Stillness. Silence. Breathe out with the ice. Release. Heaviness. This rhythm is incredibly slow. It is much slower than your normal breathing. It forces you to slow down your entire system. Your heart rate begins to drop, matching the slow, heavy beat of the drum beneath the ice. Your blood pressure lowers. Your thoughts, which might have been racing earlier, are now forced to walk at this new, slow pace. They cannot run anymore. They can only drift. You look into the corner of the room where an old reel-to-reel tape recorder sits. It is a vintage piece of equipment kept here for redundancy. It has automatically activated to record this anomaly. You watch the reel spinning. They are large, black wheels of plastic, turning steadily. Round and round, round and round. The left reel feeds the tape to the right reel. It is a smooth, continuous motion. Watching the reel spin is mesmerizing. It traps your gaze. You follow a point on the wheel as it goes up, over, down, and around. Up, over, down, and around. The repetition is soothing. It tells your primitive brain that there are no surprises here. There's only the loop. There's only the cycle. The tape recorder spins. The generator hums. The ice breathes. And you sit, safe in the center of it all, witnessing the harmony. You realize that you have stopped analyzing the sound. The scientist in you has gone to sleep. The observer in you is awake, but tired. You no longer care what is causing the sound. You no longer care if it is a geological shift or something else. You only care about how it makes you feel. And it makes you feel wonderful. It makes you feel heavy. Gravity seems to be pulling harder on you now. The leather chair feels like it is hugging you, wrapping around your sides, holding you up so you do not have to hold yourself. Your eyelids feel incredibly heavy. It feels as if small, warm weights have been placed on your eyelashes. Blinking takes effort. You blink once, slowly. The room goes dark for a second, and then the amber light returns. You blink again, even slower this time. The darkness lasts longer. It is so inviting. That darkness behind your eyes. It is a velvet curtain waiting to be drawn. The vibration in the floor seems to be traveling higher now. It is no longer just in your feet. It is in your legs, making them feel like heavy logs sinking into soft mud. It is in your hips, anchoring you to the chair. It is in your spine, loosening every vertebrae, one by one. It travels up to your neck, and you feel your head tipping back slightly, finding the perfect spot on the headrest. You are connected to the station. You are connected to the ice. You are connected to the deep, slumbering source of the sound. It is a feeling of profound loneliness, but not the sad kind. It is the majestic loneliness of a star in the empty sky, or a stone at the bottom of the ocean. It is the peace of simply existing. The speakers continue to play the rhythm. The green lines continue to trace the hills and valleys. The tape reels continue to spin. Everything is automatic. Everything is taken care of. You do not need to touch the controls. You do not need to check the monitors. You can just let go. The sound whispers to you. It says rest. The vibration whispers to you. It says deep. The warmth of the room whispers to you. It says safe. You take one more deep breath, sinking with the unknown visitor beneath the ice. You fill your lungs with the warm, cedar-scented air. You hold it, savoring the quiet, and you breathe out, sinking deeper into the cushions than you have all night. You are ready. You are open. You are listening. The journey is not over, but the destination is clear. You are traveling towards sleep, and the ice is your vehicle. You let your gaze drift away from the tape recorder, back towards the window. The storm is still there, but your attention is soft now. You are ready to see what lies beyond the glass. You are ready to see the light in the dark. You are still sitting in the captain's chair, wrapped in the warm, amber glow of the room. The rhythm of the breathing deep beneath the ice has become a part of you. It is a steady, comforting drumbeat that echoes in your chest. But now, as you sit there in the quiet, you feel a gentle pull. It is not a demand, it is a soft invitation. Your attention is drifting away from the green lines on the computer screen. Your attention is drifting away from the spinning tape reels. You feel drawn to the large reinforced window on the far side of the room. You decide to stand up. The movement is slow and deliberate. You push yourself up from the deep leather cushions. Your body feels heavy, pleasantly heavy, as if gravity has increased slightly. Your legs feel solid and grounded as your feet plant firmly on the navy blue carpet. You stretch your back gently, feeling the tension release from your spine. You are moving in slow motion, like a diver walking on the ocean floor. You walk across the room. The carpet is thick and soft beneath your wool socks. Step by step. There's no rush. There's nowhere else you need to be. You reach the window and place your hand against the frame. You lean in closer. You lift your other hand and press your palm against the thick glass. The sensation is immediate. The glass is cold. It is the cold of the Arctic night, seeping through the layers of reinforcement. But it is not unpleasant. It is a refreshing coolness against your warm skin. It reminds you of the barrier that exists between you and the storm. It reminds you that the cold cannot get in. You are on the safe side of the glass. You look out into the night. At first, all you can see is the storm. The wind is driving the snow horizontally across the ice. It looks like a river of white silk flowing through the air. The flakes are moving so fast that they blur together into long streaks of ghost white light. It is a chaotic, beautiful dance of nature. You let your eyes relax. You stop trying to focus on individual snowflakes and instead look through the storm. You look into the deep, velvety darkness beyond the station lights. Usually, the polar night is empty. Usually, it is just a void of black and white. But tonight, the darkness has a texture. It feels thick. It feels alive. And then you see it. Deep in the swirling snow, about 50 yards out from the station, there is a light. It is not the sharp, yellow beam of a flashlight. It is not the harsh, white glare of a searchlight. It is a soft, diffused glow. It is blue. A deep, rich, bioluminescent blue. It looks like the color of the ocean at twilight, or the color of ice found deep inside a glacier. It is hazy and indistinct, veiled by the falling snow. It looks like a lantern hanging in a thick fog. You watch it mesmerized. The scientist in you should be alarmed. You should be running to the radio. You should be checking the logs. But the scientist is asleep. Only the dreamer is awake. And the dreamer is not afraid. The dreamer is enchanted. The light is not stationary. It is moving, but it is not walking. It is gliding. It moves smoothly over the uneven ice, hovering just a few feet above the ground. It has a fluid quality to it, like a jellyfish drifting in a deep, dark current. It bobs gently up and down, up and down, up and down. As you watch, the light begins to pulse. It brightens, turning a vivid, electric indigo. And then it fades, turning into a pale, ghostly azure. Brighten and fade. Brighten and fade. You realize with a jolt of recognition that the light is pulsing in perfect time with the vibration in the floor. It is syncing with the sound you heard earlier. When the vibration rises, the light glows bright. When the vibration falls, the light dims. It is the visual heartbeat of the visitor. You find your eyes locking onto this rhythm. It is a visual lullaby. You follow the cycle. The light glows bright. Open your eyes. The light fades to gray. Let your eyelids drop. The light glows bright. Open. The light fades. Close. It is hypnotic. The blue light fills your vision, washing out the rest of the room. It feels as if the light is reaching through the glass, not with heat, but with a soothing, cool energy. It touches your face. It relaxes the muscles in your forehead. It smooths out the tension around your eyes. It relaxes your jaw. The light seems to be calling to you. It is not calling you to come outside into the cold. It is calling you to come inside yourself. It is a beacon guiding you towards sleep. It says, I am here. I am watching. You can rest. You watch the blue shape glide closer to the station. It moves with such grace, undisturbed by the violent wind. The snow passes right through it. It is as if the light exists in a different dimension, untouched by the storm. It stops just outside the window. It is close now. You can see the edges of the light shifting and swirling like smoke. It is beautiful. It is the most beautiful thing you have ever seen. It radiates a sense of ancient peace. You feel a wave of emotion wash over you. Not fear, but gratitude. Gratitude for this moment of connection. Gratitude for not being alone in the vast white void. The blue light hovers there, right at your eye level. It is a guardian, a sentinel standing watch in the storm, so that you do not have to. It is taking over your shift. It is telling you that the station is safe, the ice is stable, and the night is under control. Your legs begin to feel heavy again. The effort of standing is becoming too much. The pull of the chair behind you is magnetic, but you do not want to look away from the light. You are worried that if you turn away, it will vanish. But the light seems to understand. It pulses slowly, reassurance in every beat. It will not leave. It will stay there, glowing in the storm, pulsating until morning. It will be the night light for your dreams. Slowly, reluctantly, you pull your hand away from the cold glass. Your palm leaves a ghost of a print on the window, which quickly fades. You take a step back. The blue light remains. It watches you withdraw. You turn around slowly. The room seems warmer now than it did before. The amber lights seem softer, hazier. The edges of the furniture are blurred. You are walking through a dream. You move back towards the captain's chair. The leather looks even more inviting than before. It looks like a cloud waiting to catch you. You reach the chair and turn. You lower yourself down. Down, down, down. You sink into the cushions. The leather groans softly, welcoming you back. You lift your feet onto the ottoman. You rest your head back. From this position, you can still see the window. You can still see the blue glow through the glass. It is a soft blur now, a patch of indigo in the corner of your vision. It is comforting to know it is there. You watch it through half-closed eyes. Pulse and fade. Pulse and fade. Your eyelids are so heavy now. They feel like they are made of lead. It is a struggle to lift them. And why should you? The light is there. The sound is there. The warmth is there. Everything is perfect. You let your eyes close for a moment. The image of the blue light remains on the back of your eyelids. A glowing circle in the dark. It spins gently. It changes color from blue to purple to black. You are drifting. You are floating. The station is no longer just a building on the ice. It is a ship sailing through a sea of stars. And you are the passenger. The vibration in the floor is deeper now. It is rocking you gently, back and forth, back and forth. You are ready to meet the visitor, not outside in the cold, but inside, in the world of dreams. You are ready to communicate without words. You are ready to understand the silence. The storm continues to rage, but it is a million miles away. You are deep inside the cocoon, wrapped in warmth, bathed in blue light, held by the ancient rhythm. You take a deep breath. You are safe. You are watching the light. You are waiting for the next pulse. Just waiting, resting, drifting. You are resting deeply in the captain's chair. The room is still. The amber lights are dim. The only movement in your world is the slow, rhythmic rise and fall of your own chest, and the gentle pulsing of the blue light just outside the window. You are no longer looking directly at the light. Your head is resting back against the leather cushion, rolled slightly to the side. Your eyes are half closed, heavy with sleep. Through your eyelashes, you can see the blue glow filling the room. It paints the walls in shades of soft indigo. It reflects off the dark screen of the computer monitors. It reflects off the ceramic coffee mug on the table. The light is closer now. You can feel it. It is right against the glass. Imagine that the entity has drifted through the storm, sliding over the ice like a ghost, and has come to rest directly in front of your window. It is curious. It is watching you, just as you are watching it, but its gaze does not feel intrusive. It feels like the gaze of a statue or the gaze of an old tree. It is a patient, timeless observation. You feel a vibration in the air. It is not a sound you hear with your ears. It is a hum that resonates inside your mind. It is a soft, static buzz, like the sound of silence turned up in volume. It feels pleasant. It feels like a gentle massage for your brain. The barrier between you and the visitor is thin. Just 3 layers of reinforced glass. On one side, there is the absolute zero of the Arctic storm. On your side, there is the warmth of the station. And right there, at the boundary, the 2 worlds meet. You find yourself wondering what the visitor is thinking. And as soon as you form the thought, you feel an answer. It is not a voice. It is not words. It is a feeling, a wash of emotion that floods your chest. The feeling is patience, infinite, endless patience. You realize that this being has been here for a long time. It was here before the station was built. It was here before the ice covered the continent. It was here when the world was green. And it will be here when the world changes again. To this being, a storm is just a moment. To this being, a winter is just a breath. This sensation of deep time washes over you. It makes your own worries feel incredibly small. It makes the ticking of the clock irrelevant. Why rush? Why worry about tomorrow? Tomorrow is a million years away. There's only now. There's only this eternal, frozen moment. You feel a sense of heavy relaxation spreading through your limbs. It starts in your shoulders, flowing down your arms like warm honey. It flows into your hands, making them feel so heavy that you could not lift them if you tried. It flows down your spine, relaxing every muscle in your back. It flows into your legs, anchoring you to the chair. You are turning into stone. You are turning into ice. Not cold ice, but stable, solid, unmoving ice. You are becoming part of the landscape. The blue light at the window pulses again, bright and dim. It is communicating. It is sending a wave of peace through the glass. The light reaches you. It touches your forehead. It feels cool and soothing, like a cold cloth placed on a feverish brow. It quiets your mind. It silences the internal chatter. You close your eyes fully now. You do not need to see the light to know it is there. You can feel its presence glowing against your eyelids. A soft, rotating circle of blue and purple. In the darkness of your mind, you are floating. You are no longer in the station. You are drifting in the space between the stars. You are weightless. You are free. The visitor is holding you up. It is carrying you through the night. You feel a profound sense of safety. You realize that the storm outside was never trying to hurt you. The cold was never an enemy. The isolation was never a punishment. It was all a cradle. A white, silent cradle built to help you sleep. The vibration from the floor seems to wrap around you. It is rocking the chair ever so slightly, rocking and rocking, like a boat on a calm sea, like a leaf on a slow river. You are drifting deeper into the trance. The line between your body and the chair is disappearing. You do not know where you end and the leather begins. You are just a warm point of consciousness in a vast, blue ocean of peace. The visitor at the glass is singing a silent song. It is a song of low frequencies, a song of comfort. It says, let go. It says, drift down. It says, We are here. You trust the voice. You trust the feeling. You allow yourself to sink down through the layers of the station, down through the ice, down into the dark, warm earth. Your breathing has slowed down to match the visitor's rhythm completely now. One breath every minute. Slow, deep, silent. You are barely breathing. You are barely moving. You are barely thinking. You are simply existing, bathed in the blue light, held by the ancient ice, protected by the storm. The concept of awake feels distant now. It feels like a memory from a long time ago. Asleep is the only reality. Rest is the only truth. You feel a wave of gratitude for the visitor, for showing you the silence, for showing you how to stop. You send a thought back to the light, a simple feeling of thank you, and you feel the light pulse in return, a warm, golden feeling of you are welcome. The connection is complete. The night is perfect. You are ready for the final step. You are ready to disappear into the dream. You remain in the deep embrace of the leather chair. The connection you made with the visitor has settled into your bones. It feels like a warm, heavy stone resting in the center of your chest. A weight that anchors you to the earth. A weight that keeps you safe. Outside the window, the blue light begins to change. It does not vanish suddenly. It pulls back slowly, like the tide receding from the shore. The intense indigo glow softens into a pale violet, and then into a faint, milky white. The visitor is moving away, gliding back into the storm, back across the ice, returning to the deep silence from where it came. You watch it go without sadness. You know it is not leaving you. It is simply giving you space to rest. It has delivered its message. It has slowed you down. It has synchronized your heart with the heartbeat of the world. And now its work is done. As the light fades into the distance, the room returns to its amber twilight. The shadows lengthen again. The golden light from the desk lamps seems warmer, richer, and softer than before. The room feels smaller now, more intimate. It is a cocoon woven from shadow and silence. You feel a profound sense of closure. The night has been long, but it has been beautiful. You have witnessed the secret of the ice. You have felt the pulse of the earth. And now, the only thing left to do is to accept the gift of sleep. Your body is ready. It has been ready for a long time. Feel your feet. They are asleep. They are just heavy shapes resting on the ottoman. Feel your legs. They are asleep, sunk deep into the stillness. Feel your hands. They are resting loosely in your lap, fingers curled, completely still. Feel your shoulders. They have dropped down so far that they feel disconnected from your neck. Feel your face. It is smooth. It is expressionless. It is peaceful. The vibration in the floor has become very faint now. It is no longer a distinct pulse. It has merged with the hum of the generator. It has merged with the sound of the wind. It has become a gentle, background purr. A white noise that fills the empty spaces in your mind. You find that you can no longer hold on to thoughts. A thought comes, perhaps about the storm, or the light, or tomorrow, but it slips away before you can finish it. It slides off your mind like water off a smooth stone. You cannot hold on to anything, and you do not want to. You surrender. You surrender to the chair. You surrender to the warmth. You surrender to the gravity. Imagine that the snow outside is piling up against the walls of the station. Layer after layer of soft, white snow. It is covering the windows. It is covering the roof. It is burying the station in a deep, protective hug. You are hidden from a world. No one can find you here. No one can disturb you here. You are buried deep in the quiet of the Arctic. This feeling of being buried is comforting. It is like being a seed waiting in the winter earth, resting, waiting, dreaming. The darkness behind your eyelids is expanding. It is vast and velvety. It stretches out for 1,000,000 miles in every direction. You are floating in this darkness, drifting without a destination. The station is fading away. The chair is fading away. Even your body is fading away. There is only the breath. Slow, rhythmic, automatic, in and out, like the tide, like the wind, like the ice. Sleep. Good night.